college boasts the most players on NFL opening day rosters for the 5th straight season with 42. Stay with us following the late games for the correct answer, but first, Week 3 is set to kick off. I'll see you between games on NFL Sunday.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
The Denver Broncos. For the last 2 years, they've been the symbol of excellence in the NFL. Losing has not been an option. 2 Super Bowl appearances, 2 straight titles. But this year, things have been drastically different. The Broncos are 0-2 and are finding it hard to regain the focus and form of years past. Today, they face a relentless Tampa Bay defense led by Warren Sapp. Next. From Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, it's the 2-time defending champion Broncos against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Broncs look for their first win of the year. The Bucs looking to prove themselves, and they'll kick it off right after this.
There is a place on the internet, a virtual city built by SAP out of seamless information. 10,000 companies, every industry, millions of people. Your business linked to theirs in one easy step. Shrink your work, expand your ideas. You've got a business, we've got a city. MySAP.com. Welcome to the City of E.
Countless mornings at the lake. This race could be our big break. Just love that mountain boom boom. Now I'll leave my crew. In rhythm we roll as one, racing towards the rising sun. The best part of waking up, is boulders and young.
City of Tampa, Florida looks nice now, but the forecast is rain. In fact, a 70% chance of rain later on. The temperature is 86 degrees right now. Jason Elam is set to kick it off for the Denver Broncos. Tampa Bay has won the toss. They've elected to receive. Jacquez Green is deep. And the Tampa Bay Bucs, the only team in the National Football League, and we're not counting those brand new Cleveland Browns, who have never returned a kickoff for a touchdown. That's 385 returns in all. This is number 386. Green from the 2. And down at the 21-yard line. Darius Johnson with the tackle, and on comes Trent Dilfer in his 6th season out of Fresno State. First-round draft choice of the Bucs back in 1994. And to say that he's been taking a little heat would be put it mildly.
That is being mild, Greg. Trent Dilfer, just talking about this Buccaneer offense today, I think he needs a big day on first down, throwing the football down the field. I think they'll have some success running against this Bronco defense, but to score points, you need to take advantage of play-action passes down the field.
When Phil says of success throwing on first down, the Tampa Bay Bucs are not a throwing football team. Straight ahead, Warwick Dunn now dipped to the outside across the 25 to about the 26, and a pickup of 5 on the play before Eric Brown comes up from his safety position to make the stop. The offensive line for the Tampa Bay Bucs looks like this. The veteran Paul Gruber at left tackle, George Diaz, Tony Mayberry, Frank Middleton, and Jason Odom. In the backfield, Warwick Dunn and Mike Allstott, Friedel Anthony, Bert Emanuel, the wide receivers. Dave Moore is the tight end. Tony Dungy is the head coach here in Tampa. 19 seasons in the National Football League all told. On 2nd and 5, Allstott for about 2 to maybe the 28 to 29-yard line. Eric Brown with his 2nd tackle of the day. Let's take a look at the Denver defense. Up front, Tanavasa, Traylor, Price, Harold. Eric Brown, Tyrone Braxton are the safeties. Defensive coordinator Greg Robinson of the Denver Broncos. 4 wide receivers now for the Bucs on third down. Dilfer from the shotgun, under the gun, gets rid of it, complete over the middle. 43-yard line is Warwick Dunn in the first down.
Third down passing, so important for a team that likes to run the ball. The Broncos like to blitz on third down. Here comes the blitz on the outside. And look, Ma'atanabasa drops back in coverage. Number 98 against Warwick Dunn. That is a tough matchup, but Trent Dilfer makes the play. The Buccaneers cannot pick up the blitz. He's big and strong, pulls away from the blitzer, gets a completion for the first down.
First down now, Bucs from their own 43-yard line. And Dilfer to throw on first down. Out to Dunn. Dunn, midfield, and to the Denver 47, maybe the 46-yard line. Cadrez and Eric Brown. And what Tony Dungy told us yesterday, or Friday, was that we have to get the football to Warwick Dunn.
Well, I like to do that every week, no matter who I'm playing. Warwick Dunn, I tell you what it got me when I watched him in practice the other day. He looks quick on TV, but when you see him in person, you go, he is really quick. And Tony Dungy, which they should do every single week, get the ball in open spaces to Warwick Dunn. He can make big plays that way for you.
First down, and now Patrick Hayden is the running back in front of Mike Alstott. He leads the way. Alstott trying to find running room and doesn't find any. There's no pickup on the play. Let's check in with our lady on the sidelines today, Bonnie Bernstein. Bonnie.
Hi there, Greg. Here's some food for thought for you. Not once since the inception of this team in 1976 did the Buccaneers beat a defending Super Bowl champ. Plus, you got to remember, with all the talent on this team, they were expecting to win every single game at home, and they already lost in Week 1 to the Giants. Looking ahead, they have Minnesota and Green Bay on the road, so they want to get that momentum going. Warren Sapp may have said it best when he told us the other day, I'm bringing my lunch pail. Tell everybody to bring their hard hats and their toolboxes. It's going to be one long day in the trenches, Greg.
All right, Bonnie, on 2nd and 10, 5 wide receivers. Quick drop for Dilfer. Hits his man out to the 40-yard line, and that's number 28, Warwick Dunn.
Well, that's a nice change of pace for the offense, for the Buccaneers. Spread them out, 2nd and long, pick up a few good yards. Because this is the key for this offense. They've got to keep third down situations to 3rd and short.
Well, now they're looking at a 3rd and 4. And Trent Dilfer, who is 3 out of 3 for 32 yards, told us, hey, let's face it, you're not going to be a star throwing the football in Tampa.
No, but you got to be efficient, and you almost always have to get off to a good start, and he's done that today.
All 3 of his completions to Warwick Dunn. Out of the shotgun, throws, has his man, and that's complete for a first down to number 85, Riddell Anthony.
Well, I've already seen so far today, the Broncos defense, a new look. 3 down linemen, putting some speed on the outside. Bill Romanowski on one side, a linebacker on the other side, trying to get to the quarterback a little faster. That time they do, but Trent Dilfer stands inside. And he told us too Friday, when you cover Riddell Anthony one-on-one when he's the inside receiver, he will always get open for you.
Bucs have moved. Bucs have moved to the 33-yard line of the Broncos. First down, Alstott straight ahead. Across the 30, still on his feet, down to about the 28-yard line. When all is said and done, that's a 5-yard pickup.
Well, the Broncos the first couple of weeks, Miami, then Kansas City ran the football on them. And when that happens, you got to know, especially a team like the Buccaneers, when you come in to play them, they're going to line it up and they're going to come straight at you and make you prove to them that you can stop the run.
We have a Buccaneer down on the ground, and the clock is stopped with 9:46 to play. We'll see what the problem is when we come back.
Maybe something a little darker. Maybe.
Hey, Lou, do me a favor. Give me a half-inch box wrench.
7-passenger, enormously powerful Odyssey from Honda. It's one big happy minivan.
Hey, everybody, I'm Bob, and I'm stupid.
No, nobody here is stupid, Bob.
You guys know about the internet, right? Everybody's getting rich. We made this commercial. We spent $2 million to air it one time. We were gonna be rich. Millions of hits on the website. It was huge. What happened? The site crashed. I forgot to warn the web guys.
Oh, Bob. That was stupid, Bob.
Is the King of Queens' wife falling for another woman?
Doug, I don't like her better than you.
Prove it. Kill her.
An all-new King of Queens, CBS Monday.
9:46 to play in the first quarter, and Trent Dilfer off to a good start. 4 for 4, 39 yards. He only completed 7 passes all last week in the victory over the Philadelphia Eagles, and you see his numbers in his career here in Tampa.
Well, that's it. Walk the plank. That's about right. This is a make-or-break year for Trent Dilfer. This team, it's made and set up to win this year.
On 2nd and 5, Allstott kicks the hole and finds it. 15, 10, touchdown. If the Broncos didn't know it before, they know now that they're up against a very fired-up Tampa Bay Bucs team out to prove something today.
We caught that excitement coming in here Friday, watching practice, talking to the players. They were ready for this game. They're so excited. Forget the Broncos are 0-2. They're excited about playing the defending Super Bowl champions, and we've seen that in the first drive.
Martin Gramatica to add the extra point. The snap goes over the head of Mark Royal, the holder. And Gramatica kicks it out of bounds.
Well, that's a smart move. See, Gramatica wants to play the whole year instead of trying to pick the ball up and throw a touchdown pass or a 2-point conversion pass.
Our referee today is Bill Carollo. Offside against the Broncos. And I guess we're going to redo this one all over again. You know, the Bucs had problems last week.
Nose tackle on the defense. Everybody kicking the ball. Number 7 on the kicking team. The penalty's offset. We'll replay the extra point.
That's a break for the Bucs. Special teams problems last week. They had 3 penalties on returns, 1 interference call on a fair catch, and 1 botched point after touchdown.
And there's the special teams coach, Joe Marciano, and boy, they sit over and watch the game, and then they just live and die with this when their guys come out on the field.
Better snap and a better kick by Gramatica. 9:22 to play in the first quarter. Mike Allstott from 28 yards out. Boy, is he a load coming right at you for 6 points, and the Bucs grab a 7-0 lead.
Amazing things can happen when you push the right buttons. Introducing the 240 horsepower S2000 Roadster from Honda.
I just hope it's healthy.
I wish my computer wouldn't crash.
I hope they're playing land safely. I want to live on the space station. I don't want to go to the hospital anymore.
I wish I could get my email out here.
I wish my network had more bandwidth.
I hope we get 1 million hits.
I wish I could have done more. I wish the answers came quicker. I want to see this internet.
I wish I had more help.
I'd like to talk to my daughter right now.
I wish they had a cure. I wish.
Believe in what you dream.
I wish I had more time.
Sometimes all that separates a dreamer from his dream is the right set of tools. Agilent Technologies. Dreams made real.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. Honda. And by smooth, refreshing Michelob Light.
Along with Phil Simms and Bonnie Bernstein, Greg Gumbel at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. The Bucs go 9 plays, 79 yards. Mike Allstott caps it off, and a most impressive opening drive by Tampa Bay. Chris Watson takes the kick at his own 7. 20. Cuts outside, and what a great play by number 25, Brian Kelly, who fought off a blocker and made the tackle. Brian Greasy will come on to direct the Denver offense right after this.
Mikowski.
Hey, Coach.
You've been traded.
Really?
Turn in your playbook.
You got a case of Michelob Light for my going away party.
Not exactly. That's what we traded you for.
There's ordinary beer. Then there's the Michelob Light.
Smith is leading the league in sacks. I bet we can get 2 cases for him.
He's out of here.
Beer or Michelob?
Scientists announced today the discovery of a new element. They're calling it turbonium.
El turbonio es único.
The addition of turbonium to the periodic table of elements was element. Its electrons traveling at a rate of speed.
En la física cuántica.
Our practical applications are
Turbonium.
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 Back to you, John.
These days you hear a lot about e-commerce. And usually it's about companies with names that end in .com. Actually, e-commerce is for any company that wants a better way to do business, like respond faster to the market, or work better with partners and customers. At Microsoft, we've helped thousands of companies build on their existing systems to create the kinds of e-commerce solutions that can make any business run smarter.
Your car breaks down.
What if I take the ride?
Your wife vanishes. How far would you go to get her back? Right now, CBS Wednesday.
9:11 to play in the first quarter, and Denver gets its first offensive opportunity of the day. Brian Greasy, in his second season out of Michigan, gets his 3rd consecutive start at 6'3", 215 pounds. Has 3 touchdowns this season, 1 interception, completing 62.5% of his passes. Going to throw on first down and has incomplete, intended for Howard Griffith out of the backfield. Shelton Quarles was in on Greasy. Here's a look at the offensive line for the Broncos. Familiar: Jones, Schlereth, Nalen, Neal, and Matt Lepsis. In the backfield, Terrell Davis and Howard Griffith. Rod Smith back in the lineup today, along with Ed McCaffrey, the wide receivers. Shannon Sharp is the tight end.
The Broncos, of course, they want to run the football, get Terrell Davis going again. But for this offense to really click, just like Tampa Bay's, you got to get the ball down the field to the receiver.
Greasy throws, and it is incomplete. Coming up to make the play, Ed McCaffrey was the intended receiver, and Donnie Abraham was the man right there. Let's take a look at the Tampa Bay defense. 11 quarterback sacks along that front line. Ahanasu, Culpepper, Warren Sapp, and Steve White. The linebackers, Shelton Quarles, Hardy Nickerson, and Derek Brooks. In the secondary, the corners, Donnie Abraham and Rondé Barber. Damian Robinson and John Lynch are the safeties. 3rd and 10, 4 wide receivers. Straight drop for Greasy. Penalty marker is down. The pass is complete on the far side to Ed McCaffrey. That's a pickup of 2 yards, but now let's check the flag.
Well, this penalty is going to be against the Broncos. Illegal formation. Nobody covering a tackle on the left side. Unless he reported as a tight end, which I doubt he did.
Illegal formation. Number 78 was not covered at the end of the line of scrimmage. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, 4th down.
You have to cover the tackles down here. You got a guard and a tackle, no receiver or tight end on that side. Covering the tackle, that is illegal.
So on 4th down, Jaquez Green will be back to receive. He owns the longest punt return in team history. 95 yards against Green Bay last season, and it was only the second punt he had received in his NFL career. Tom Lewin kicks it away. Green at the 20. 30. Oh, is he quick? Tripped up and down at about the 33-yard line by Chris Watson. 50-yard punt, 15-yard return, and the Bucs go back on offense right after this.
The V6 Passat. Quick, responsive, room for 4.
Hang on. Saw this in a movie once.
Hi, I'm Doug Flutie, pro football player and father of an autistic child. I started the Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation to help less fortunate families of autistic children get the support they need. Here's a way you can help. Just dial 1010-220. All calls up to 20 minutes are only 99 cents, and 1010-220 will make a donation to the Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation every time you use it. So dial 1010-220, get up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents, and help some great kids at the same time. It's a win-win situation.
Tuesday on 60 Minutes 2. Who could forget the crime? A black man dragged to his death. He was there, and for the first time, he's talking about it to Dan Rather. Tuesday at 9, 8 Central.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Volkswagen and by the Intel Pentium 3 processor.
Back in Tampa on a cloudy day, and Trent Dilfer sets up under center, and he starts out with 4 wide receivers and 1 lone back. Straight drop, throwing on first down, has his man, and Warwick Dunn dropped it out of the backfield. It'll be 2nd and 10, and the Bud 1 airship is flying over Tampa today to provide our viewers with some spectacular aerial shots.
I like that. Spectacular. I like the way you put them inflections in there. How do you do that? Did you go to school for that?
Yes, Inflection University.
Yeah.
Inflection State, excuse me.
Okay. We'll just let that die right there. There's another attempted humor that just
fell right down.
Okay.
Trent Dilfer's touchdown numbers have improved over his last 34 starts. Mike Allstott straight ahead. Across the 35 to about the 37. Rookie Al Wilson makes a tackle. And time for our first NFL Today update. Jim Nance.
Greg, how about this? Seattle has not touched the football in this game, and the Seahawks are up 14-0. Merton Hanks on an interception return. And Charlie Rogers runs back a punt, 94 yards. Seahawks on a pair of returns up 14-0 back to Tampa.
All right, Jim. The Seahawks are beginning to play football the way we thought they might have. Hey, total yards for which Broncos Tony Dungy's playing. 3rd and 6. Dilfer is buried. Number 93, Trevor Price with the sack.
Well, the Broncos came out the first series. They tried a new little form of attack, blitzing the quarterback. So this time they stop. They come back with their 4 defensive linemen. And Trevor Price, number 93, on the out, just overpowers the blocker, Ogden, and just gets in there to make the sack.
So Mark Royals is back to kick it away for Tampa Bay, and Chris Watson, number 21, is deep for the Broncos. High floater by Royals. Watson from his 25. Can't dodge all of them, and he's down at about the 27, maybe the 28-yard line. Number 58, Don Davis, there to make the special team stop, and that stops the clock with 7:18 to play in the first quarter.
Introducing a radically new SUV, the new Nissan Xterra. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Is there an underdog in you? Is there a stubborn fool in you? Is there a screaming child in you? Is there a crazed lunatic in you? Gatorade, is it in you?
She's a beauty, isn't she?
Yeah, she sure is. Do you mind if I take a closer look?
Be my guest.
You got anything in a two-door?
Can't do it in life? Do it on the web with the power of the Pentium 3 processor. Don't just get onto the internet, get into it.
When you work with your husband, it's never business as usual.
If we have any problems, we'll just handle them the way we did at my old firm, with Scotch.
Work with Me, series premiere CBS Wednesday.
Monday on CBS, forget De La Hoya, Trinidad. The biggest fight of the season between Raymond and his wife, Deborah. And you won't believe what they're battling over. Check it out. An all-new Everybody Loves Raymond. Monday, right here on CBS, America's most watched network.
They must be fighting over who gets the clicker. That's what it's got to be.
First down. Terrell Davis tries the left side and may get a couple of yards. We said it at the top of the day. The Denver Broncos have to get Terrell Davis going the way he can run. Last week against Kansas City, 79 yards.
Well, there's a lot of reasons why you want to get Terrell Davis running the football. As we've seen the first two games and a little bit of this first quarter, you want him to run, to score points, to control your offense, but to keep your defense off the field, too.
He picked up 2. It's 2nd and 8. They're going to go right back to him, and he goes right back to that left side for a pickup of about 2 more.
But the problem is, Greg, this Tampa Bay defense, it's not like the defense you want to come in and try to get your running game untracked. It's very good up front, very physical. The linebackers, and I know you watch all these teams, and one of your first comments was, wow, these guys are really fast. You hear that every week on NFL telecasts now, but this Tampa Bay defense might be the fastest in the NFL.
Brian Greasy looks at a 3rd and 6. Straight drop over the middle, has his man short of a first down, is Howard Griffin. Pick up a 5 out of the backfield.
And the one thing I've noticed that the Broncos offense is doing against Monty Kiffin, he's the defensive coordinator for the Buccaneers. Brian Greasy is getting back there, and he is throwing that football as quick as he can, because the Broncos, they block one-on-one up front. That means Warren Sapp and company all have singles. You better get rid of the football quickly.
Once again, Jacquez Green is deep to receive for Tampa Bay. Tom Ruin gets off a wobble on a bounce at the 25. Green lets it go right through his fingers, and Denver has a recovery deep in Buccaneers territory. Chris Watson.
Special teams, Jacquez Green, he sees the ball is not a good punt, but it has the look that you know it's going to bounce forward, so he tries to stop it. It goes right between his legs. Anytime you're a punt returner or kick returner in the NFL, you really have to be careful when you're going to try to pick the ball up on a hop. Well, because that ball is funny. It never just hops up the correct way or the way you think it's going to.
The problem for Tampa Bay special teams continue. What a break for the Broncos. 1st and 10 at the Tampa Bay 12. Davis gets maybe a yard.
Now, the one thing, if I wanted to try to run the ball against this Tampa Bay defense, and even Hardy Nickerson, I asked him, the Tampa Bay middle linebacker, what is the one weakness? Try to give it to me. Of the Tampa Bay defense. He goes, well, if you spread us out, that's when you get a chance. Make these players play more in space. When you pack it in there with a tight end and 2 backs, They are too big, too physical, and too fast to run the ball consistently on.
It is possible for the Broncos to get a first down without a touchdown. Greasy for the end zone. Touchdown, Ed McCaffrey.
That was a nice move by Ed McCaffrey on the outside. I couldn't quite tell what he was doing. Looks like he gives Donnie Abraham, number 21, a little out fake. Just that little bit. It looked like it was going to be a quick throw to the outside, and Ed McCaffrey just turns it up. And Brian Greasy, good timing. And look at that spiral. That is easy to catch.
Ed McCaffrey exercising his spike routine. The extra point is good. Ed McCaffrey has 4 touchdown catches this year. Brian Greasy has 4 touchdown passes. We're tied at 7. Former teammate of yours, Bill, Ed McCaffrey, has become quite a story, hasn't he?
But yeah, he has. But look, I just got to say this. Look at him sitting there on the bench. Look at those arms. Now, when I played with Ed McCaffrey, I promise you, his arms weren't as big as my 10-year-old. But over the years, he's just really a great success story, I think, in the NFL. Over the years, he just kept training hard. He works hard. He works on his running. And he's become a big, physical, fast wide receiver who's having tremendous success in the NFL. You know, he was pretty good with the Giants when I was there, too. I'm not taking anything away from him. But he has really transformed himself into a special player.
Jason Elam's kick, Jacquez Green trying to make amends from his 3. 15. Hit at the 20, falls forward to the 22-yard line. Darius Johnson makes the tackle.
Well, Jacquez Green, Greg, we heard him. We talked to him on Friday, and he says, well, look, I know I'm not going to catch a lot of passes. Might not catch any. So I try to make up for that by blocking for the running game, but really taking advantage of the return game. And he is a special returner. You can see that he has that speed and that special quality that can break plays. But after you make that mistake, that last time returning that kickoff, a little slower that time, a little more careful.
He was very blunt and honest. He said it's tough to be a wide receiver here in Tampa because of the nature of the Bucs offense, and especially tough coming from the kind of offense that they ran at the University of Florida. From the 23-yard line. Allstott, big hole up the middle. The 32-yard line looks like about maybe a 9-yard pickup.
Well, I'll tell you, it's something. To line up it like this in the NFL with 2 tight ends, and look at all these defenders inside, but watch to the right side. What a good job. Doggins and the center, Mayberry, just split it open and leave Mike Allstott a big hole to run into. But when you can do that, in this league now, that is special. Running the football is next to impossible in the NFL, and Tampa Bay lines up, they say, here we come, try to stop.
2nd and 1. Allstott, first down. Out to the 39. So the Bucs go right back to Tony Dungy. And, you know, we joked with Tony on Friday. Said, you know, here's a guy who's an ex-quarterback.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Just running and running and running the football. That's his personal philosophy of how to win.
This team is right now the vision of what he wanted when he came down and took over the Tampa Bay head coaching job. Tough defense, does a lot of good things, don't give up big plays. And an offense, they can run it and throw the ball when needed to.
First down from the 34. Dilfer to throw on first down. Has time, and now Scramble flips it out here to Dunn. 40, and out of bounds. Out at the 42-yard line, 7-yard pickup on the play.
Now that's what you want to see from Trent Dilfer. Let me just say this. A lot of conversation about him. I think Bill Romanowski said it best. He says this guy has all the skills to be a top-flight NFL quarterback, but sometimes he plays desperate. And that play was a play where he had a chance to be desperate, and he almost threw it across the middle late. And when you throw across the middle in the NFL late with the football, it's trouble. Instead, he finds that outlet receiver, drops it off to him, picks up 8 yards.
On 2nd and 2, Warwick Dunn looking for first down yardage. And it's going to be close. The CBS first down line. Would you like to illustrate that line, Phil?
Yeah, I would. Here it goes. Boom. Now, see, I can't draw that straight, though, Greg.
It is a first down.
But I'm getting better. Practice on it every week. Now, I think Tampa Bay, the one thing I do like about their offense is that about 3 or 4 times a game, and Greg Robinson, defensive coordinator of the Broncos, said the same thing, they're going to take a big shot down the field. You keep running this football, and that Bronco defense keeps coming up, then you take that chance, go deep down the field for a score.
Dunn. And Dunn isn't going to get anywhere on this one. Eric Brown, number 26 in his 2nd year out of Mississippi State, came up from his safety position.
And I'll tell you, at home you can't quite see it, but I promise you the Broncos are daring them to throw it down the field. They are getting in there tight. Eric Brown, look, that's a safety. He made the tackle at the line of scrimmage, so that alone tells you they're daring the Bucs to throw it.
Romanowski uptight on the line of scrimmage on 2nd and 10. Doesn't blitz. Dilfer throws. Has his man Anthony at about the 45-yard line. And that looks to be enough for the first down.
Well, Greg, another time, 2nd and 10, a passing down big time in the NFL. Look at this. Look at all the people in there. Nobody back here. And watch the wide receiver come down and make the play. Nobody underneath. Plenty of room for the quarterback and receiver to execute a passing play against.
Anthony going one-on-one with Dale Carter won that battle. First down at the Denver 45 for the Bucs. Play action. Dilfer with time. Penalty marker is down. He throws it away as he rambles out of bounds. And now let's check the penalty.
Most of the time when you see that flag thrown from the secondary, that's what it's going to be. Holding on a defensive back.
And Dale Carter in heated
Holding.
conversation.
Number 40,
That's who it
defense.
is.
5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, Tony Dungy has to be very pleased with the ball control his offense has shown so far today.
They've done a good job mixing it up. I think I'm even a little surprised they've come out and had the ability to run straight ahead and pick up good yardage almost every single time.
First down from the 40. All stop. Big hole, 30. Can't shake one last tackler. He's down to the 25-yard line. Tyrone Braxton made the touchdown-saving tackle.
Well, if you play this Tampa Bay offense, you better be ready for a fight. And your nose is, hey, they're going to bloody you up. They're used to this. Straight ahead again. You can't take chances on defense against this running game. Mike Allstott, Mayberry, the center, again, a terrific block inside.
You're wondering why can't they bring this number 40 down? He's only 6'1", 248 in his 4th year out of Purdue. We've played a quarter at Raymond James Stadium, and we're all even. It's 7 apiece. The Bucs are threatening when we start the 2nd quarter right after this.
I'm feeling proud to see my son in the Navy's uniform.
From day one, he was the consummate team player. I can understand why the Navy likes Carlos.
I feel good as a father. By going to the Navy, he can get everything he wants out of life.
Carlos is cool!
Carlos sends us letters from wherever he's at, and we mark the place.
Operations Specialist 3rd Class, Carlos Guerrero, United States Navy.
Carlos has showed me a lot of opportunities in the Navy. I'm thinking about joining the Navy, too.
Introducing Blue from American Express, a whole new kind of credit card.
guys rent a car for my trip? Looks expensive.
It's not expensive, Mom.
They pick us up? Sounds expensive.
Pickup's free, Mom.
Well, if it's not expensive, why didn't I get a convertible?
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
People on the internet are buzzing about Judging Amy.
One of the smartest shows I've ever seen.
Thank you for bringing Tyne Daly back to television.
I'll definitely be watching.
Last week it was the #1 series on television.
Try not to rhyme. Johnny Cochran ruined that for everybody.
See why when Amy Brenneman and Tyne Daly star in Judging Amy, CBS Tuesday.
Denver 7, Tampa Bay 7 as we start the second quarter, and Tony Dungy has to like the way things have gone. Look at time of possession.
They have drawn it up perfectly so far, except the special teams turnover. The score is 7-7.
All-Star dives forward and may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Let's check in once again with Bonnie Bernstein. Bonnie.
All right, Greg. Mike Allstott told us on Friday that after Tampa Bay lost to the Giants in Week 1, the offense could not even look the defense in the eye. Since then, Allstott's really tried to make up for that. He had 64 yards rushing and a touchdown pass against the Eagles last week. Obviously, he scored here, and he's making some good gains on the ground. Greg.
All right, Bonnie.
Well, Mike
6 yards and a touchdown.
I'm sorry, Greg. Well, Mike Allstott said, hey, this is going to be our coming out party today. He thought the offense was really starting to get a hang of things in offense, and they were going to show it today during the game.
Allstott again. Across the line of scrimmage to about the 28. Pick up a 2 on the play. You know, this Tampa Bay team averaged 131 yards a game in the first 2 games of this season. They racked up 121 in the first quarter.
A lot of good stuff. Good mixture so far. I think when you're a running team like they are, when you can sprinkle the passing game in, and then B, hey, the most important thing, I've said this so many times, when you're going to run the football, it really comes down in the passing game. You've got to pick up those third down conversions to keep those drives going so you can run it some more.
4 wide receivers. Bill Romanowski says there's some blitzes put in for him, but he drops back into coverage here on 3rd and now. Out of his backfield, the pass is complete to Warwick Nunn for a pickup of 4, but he is short of the first down, and that'll bring on Martin Gramatica.
See, 3rd and 8, much harder to pick up. The percentages in the National Football League from 3 to 7 are about 50%. When you get over 7+ yards, your chances of picking up a first down are really, really low. Good example there. Complete the pass. So talented guy, you still want to pick up 5 yards.
Gramatica will line this one up from 38 yards out. His long of the season is 51. Oh, he had a lot of foot. That one went 38 yards. It could have gone about 51. Gramatica is perfect from 38 yards out, and the Bucs are back on top. 10-7. We'll be right back.
Hello? Server? Got it.
Total participation, and this means everyone, all working to make sure you get the absolute best experience possible.
Mr. Thurber, you're all set.
Introducing 5-Star, a new approach to selling and servicing cars and trucks. And it's better. We'll prove it. Only where you see these signs.
Folks, are you still buying chicken sandwiches from those burger boys? Why? Some of them boys grill their chicken dry as an old shoe. My new tender roast sandwich is deep marinated so it's full of flavor, slow roasted so it's tender and juicy. Try my new tender roast sandwich. Right now it's just $1.99. $1.99? I could do that. I'm the Colonel. At KFC, we do chicken right in the bucket and now on a bun.
They pioneered Ethernet, and for the first time, computers could easily communicate with each other. Today, 3Com is making global impact across the full breadth of networking, connecting more computers in more companies in more ways than anyone. And at home, 3Com technology is the connection to the whole wide world. Where do you learn about the leaders who are making a difference? Exactly. NASDAQ Amex, the market of markets.
This week on The Late Show, Dave welcomes Kevin Spacey, Mia Farrow, Kelsey Grammer, Linda Ronstadt, Nathan Lane, and the Eurythmics. Monday, don't miss Kevin Pollak.
12:55 to play here in the first half. Coming up on the NASDAQ Halftime Report, Jim Nance, Craig James, Randy Cross, Jerry Glanville with all the scores and the highlights coming up on the NASDAQ Halftime Report.
See, you did it again. The NASDAQ.
Well, what am I supposed to say?
I know you just got that inflection thing going.
Gramatica kicks. Watson from the 4. 20. And brought down to the 25-yard line by Seven Smith, second-year man out of Florida State.
Greg, you made a comment. The defense, Warren Sapp, just prowling the sidelines, can't sit still. I bet they're a little upset because that pass that Brian Greasy threw to Ed McCaffrey's first touchdown this defense has given up this year. Of course, that's going to make them mad because it was so short after the turnover.
You just don't want to make this guy mad. You know, he's one of the most pleasant guys that you would ever talk to, but
I think I enjoyed coming down and watching practice and talking to these Buck players as much as any team I've visited in the 5 years I've done this job.
Greasy with time, under pressure, throws incomplete.
Got to be a penalty.
It has to be a penalty, and it is.
In the pocket between the tight end, no receiver in the area except Tony Jones.
77, Tony Jones was the nearest man to the football. And that's intentional grounding.
Yeah, it was pretty close to Tony Jones. I thought he was going to reach down there and try to catch it.
Intentional grounding. Number 14 on the offense. It'll be second down at the spot of the foul. Also, this includes loss of down.
Between the tight ends, there it is. Brian Greasy, you've got to know. You've got to get rid of the football. No receiver. There's big Tony Jones. Don't throw it to me. You cannot hold on to the football, the quarterback, against this defense.
Right side, Terrell Davis on a penalty marker is down in the backfield. John Lynch coming up to make the hard hit on Davis. And a holding call against the Broncos going to bring this back. You know, we were talking with Mike Shanahan yesterday about his team, and he says, we're not quite in sync yet. And, you know, they've lost some very key members in this team that won Super Bowls the last 2 years.
Holding, 66, offense. Half the distance to the goal, 3 seconds out.
That's the center, Tom Nalen, but they lost a very strong presence on offense in John Elway, and they lost a very strong presence in defense in Steve Atwater.
Greg, everybody's looking for the answer when you talk about the Broncos. Why are they 0-2? There's always a lot of reasons. I think the biggest is the competition is really good in the league. It's hard to dominate.
Terrell Davis up the middle to about the 13-yard line.
And the other thing is, too, that I haven't heard mentioned yet, Warren Sapp takes a shot.
And Warren is going to limp to the sideline and be replaced.
Well, it's his left arm, wrist, somewhere there. Let's watch Warren Sapp, number 99. See what happens. A cut block on the back side, chasing the runner, and John Lynch comes firing through there and hits his old man.
James Canada, number 98, has replaced Sapp in the lineup on 3rd and 12. Greasy rolls to his right. Has time, over the middle, it is complete. Andre Cooper, number 81, with the reception.
Nice design by the Broncos. 3rd and long. Move the quarterback. Let your receivers get down the field. They do this. Nice catch by Andre Cooper. And Damian Robinson sees it coming, just can't get over the receiver to make the play.
Warren Sapp still being 10-2 on the sideline. It is still shy of first down yardage. And Tom Ruin will kick to Jacquez Green. Better kick by Ruin this time. Green from the 17. Too many Broncos there. He comes back this way. He's going to find a lot more here, and he's run out of bounds just across the 20. Out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Anthony Lynn there to run him out. 49-yard punt, 4-yard return. Stops the clock with 10:37 to play in the first half.
He's Denver's fourth all-time leading rusher. On any given day, this back could pile up yardage, elude tacklers, and score at will. Yeah, this Denver back played his position like no one else. Did I mention he's a quarterback?
Expect more from an original. Original Coors. Brewed a mile high.
Coors in a yellow can. Now that's original.
It is more than a trial by fire. It is a rite of passage. And if you can master your fear, outsmart your enemy, and never yield, even to yourself, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Dodge. Do not follow, do not conform. Be different. Zima, a few degrees cooler. And by NorthernLight.com. Just what you've been looking for.
Oh, you know, no one wants to be out on the field worse than Warren Sapp.
Well, sometimes that's the problem with the Buccaneer defense. You go to make a tackle, you hit the offensive player, and three of your defensive players knock you out.
First down from the 21-yard line. Trent Dilfer and company go back to work, and they keep it on the ground. Warren's done. Can't find any running room around or outside. Al Wilson, the rookie, makes the tackle. Speaking of rookies, how's life for Chris Watson?
Watch this, number 21 going against Rondé Barber and Chevin Smith, number 30. Double teaming, and that is really well done. But look at this, Chris Watson keeps hustling.
You know it's tough when they take your helmet away from you.
That's not fair. They just do that to rookies in this league. They break them in, but when you're outside and you get a reputation as being a good special teams player like he has already, they are going to double team you.
Loss of 2 on the first play. It's 2nd and 12. Dilfer, straight drop. Has time. Now goes to his right. Now comes back to the left. Being chased by Neil Smith and runs out of bounds at about the 25, 26-yard line. That's a pickup of 7 on the play. So Trent Dilfer makes a little something out of nothing there.
Yeah, he did. He did a good job. Don't get desperate. Don't try to. But watch this. Watch down at the bottom. These receivers come down, and this is what Trent Dilfer is reading. Now, I'm not trying to be the armchair quarterback, but here it is. Throw it. That's where he was. Throw it. Should have thrown to him on the original read, the original drop. He was open. Look at your read, decide, get rid of that football.
Now Dilfer looks at a 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, over the middle, complete, across the 40-yard line, and a first down. And number 87, Bert Emanuel.
Now that's this Buck offense. This is Trent Dilfer at his best. What you want, which I think he does extremely well, can stand in the pocket because of his size, and look at that. Just flicks it down on a deep in cut. Perfect throw. Yes, be excited. Again, 3rd down passing. Been pretty good at it today so far.
First down at the 40-yard line now for the Bucs. All stop. For about 4. You know, we're talking about the grief that Trent Dilfer has been catching. You know, the fans have been giving it to him, and he's even heard it from some members of the defense. We asked Warren Sapp. Warren Sapp was very, very supportive, very protective, and in fact, we said, you know, you're really defending him. And what he said was, that's my quarterback. I'll hunt yours all day, but leave mine alone.
Well, yeah, I think it is tremendous, and we just got a chance to talk to Warren Sapp, but I've read his comments in the past year or so, He's been a big supporter of Trent Dilfer's. And you know what? It doesn't even matter if he means it. He says it for the public. He says it for his teammates. And it means a lot because he's a leader on the team.
2nd and 7. Allstott straight ahead up to the 48-yard line. That'll be a couple of yards shy of a first down. Another NFL Today report from Jim Nance in New York. Jim.
All right, Greg, the Stone Age is underway in Baltimore. The Ravens' new quarterback, Stoney Case. They love him there in Baltimore, especially now. 1-yard peak for the touchdown. Ravens all over the Browns, and let's go back to you, Greg and Phil.
Yeah, they love him, Jim, because he hasn't lost yet. Give him a week or two. Won't take long.
Meanwhile, Mike Allstott.
Look at this. This is really impressive. And I tell you, you watch these games on TV, and I think one thing, but watching the Buccaneers so far in person, first time I've had the chance, it's impressive. It's hard to run the ball in this league, but they line up and just dare you to stop them.
Anthony on the end around, looking for first down yardage, and he looks like he's short. He's short by about a yard, maybe a yard and a half.
What do you do if you're Tony Dungy right here? I like this call. 3rd and short. Bunch him up inside. Fake the run. Anthony coming around to the right with the Broncos defense. Good discipline, staying in position. And Darius Johnson coming from the safety spot. Excellent play.
You know, he sends his punter out on the field, but, you know, Phil, so far today, you've proven you can run the football a couple of yards here and there.
Well, look, you build this team this way, you're supposed to punt it right here because you're going to play good defense now and get it back at midfield.
Royal, Chris Watson, fair catch, and now he's going to let it bounce, and the Bucs are going to kill it inside the 5. "46-yard punt. The Broncos will start in a hole when we come back to Tampa right after this.
The World Wide Web. 40 million sites. 800 million pages. 60 billion words. And one search engine that prioritizes, categorizes, and organizes it into neat little folders. Northern Light, just what you've been searching for.
There's this place in the neighborhood where they have these outrageous, you pick 2 platters, and basically you pick 2 out of 3 entrees. It's 2 on 1 plate. Be it the Cajun steak with all those sizzling spices, or a pile of succulent roasted garlic shrimp, or barbecue chicken with that sauce that sticks to your lips and your mind like some really interesting dream. It was too good to end, but it will, just like the You Pick 2 platters. 2 entrees, 1 plate, only at Applebee's.
Bernstein back with you here at Raymond James Stadium. We just saw Warren Sapp run into the locker room. He hurt his left wrist. They took the tape off, put it back on, and he got down in his 3-point stance to see if he could put any pressure on it. He can't grip his hand. He can't put any pressure when he puts that hand down for the 3-point stance. We're not sure if he can come back yet, Greg. We'll keep you updated.
All right, Bonnie, thank you. 6:44. The Bucs start first down from their own, or the Broncos start first down from their own 5-yard line. And penalty markers fly. This play will not count. Shannon Sharp may have moved early.
Now, see, you lose a Warren Sapp on defense.
Prior to the snap, full start. Number 84, offense. Half distance to the goal, remains first down.
That is Shannon Sharp. Let's go back down to Bonnie. Bonnie?
All right, Greg, we do have a medical report on Warren Sapp. He has a contusion on his left hand. He went into the locker room because they're going to do x-rays. We'll keep you updated, Greg.
Thanks, Bonnie.
Well, I was going to say, when you take him out, there's Bonnie Kippen, defensive coordinator. Does it affect the defense? Does it affect people around him? Does it affect the way you call defensive strategy?
On 1st and 13, Terrell Davis tackled by the man who replaced Warren Sapp, James Canada. That's a 7-yard pickup, and it'll be 2nd and 6. Meanwhile, Phil, the kind of game that we're seeing now is exactly the kind of game that Tony Dungy wants and the kind that you envision the Tampa Bay Bucs playing.
Except for that one turnover. And Greg, goes back, why did they punt when they've been running the ball so good, 4th and 1? Because they believe their defense, the way this team is built. Stop them here, get the ball back in midfield, and you don't give the Broncos such good field position.
Greasy to throw over the middle, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Rod Smith. Smith, with a hamstring problem, did not play last week at Kansas City.
Well, so far today, we have seen the corners for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers come up with some really good plays on the outside. Everybody that plays this Buc defense says the same thing. If we could just take advantage of the corners, because they have so many high-profile good players inside, the corners, Rondé Barber and Donnie Abraham, they're pretty good. You just can't give enough credit to everybody.
Great play by Abraham on that last one. 3rd and 6. Straight drop for Greasy over the middle. It is complete. 20 out to the 25-yard line. 1st down, Shannon Sharp.
Boy, now I tell you, Brian Greasy, my 2nd week in a row, chance to watch him throw the ball, watch him on the Monday night game, and look at that football. I haven't seen him throw a ball yet that has any wobble to it. It's always a perfect spiral, easy for the receiver to catch, and he really throws the ball on target.
Now Terrell Davis hit hard on the far side of the field. And number 24 is Damian Robinson, the safety.
Well, you know, you talk about John Lynch. Everybody says number 47, he's the big hitter. But Damian Robinson, look, he gets in there just as much and makes those big hits. And this safety tandem, they're as aggressive as any safety tandem I've watched in the NFL. And they go for the big hits when they get those opportunities.
2nd and 12. Greasy, with time, has his man close to the 40-yard line, and that's Rod Smith. That's a 16-yard pickup and another Broncos 1st down.
That's what you do to this Bronco defense. But what happens is, I haven't seen a team yet. Oh, there you go, Greg. Look at that. Another spiral.
Like mine.
Yeah. But most teams can't just drop their quarterback straight back, get the time to throw the football down the field. But if you want to have success, throwing the ball inside to the receivers is the best place to do it against the Buccaneers defense.
Back to the ground game, Terrell Davis across the 40, out to about the 41, 42-yard line. Incidentally, that last reception by Shannon Sharp allowed him to pass Lionel Taylor for all-time receiving yards by a Bronco. He's now at 6,873 in his fine career.
Well, that's a great testament to him. Longevity, doing something over an extended period of time, so hard to do in the National Football League. But Shannon Sharp, he's kind of redefined the tight end position. Everybody's looking for Shannon Sharp. They just can't find him. There's not enough of them out there.
2nd and 8. Blitz coming. Handoff up the middle. Terrell Davis. Boy, they're hitting hard across the 45 to about the 47. 6-yard pickup. And Hardy Nickerson there for the hit.
Well, this Bronco team, this offense, getting in rhythm with the Buccaneers defense, and the offensive line getting untracked. Watch Terrell Davis come across and look at the blocking. Tom Nalen, the center, number 66. Good job, defensive lineman. Moving to the right, just pushing way outside, let Terrell Davis cut it back inside.
You see the CBS 1st down line on 3rd and 2 for Greasy and the Broncos. He's going to roll out, under pressure, throws, and it's intercepted. Brought down inside the 35 is Hardy Nickerson, 13-year veteran out of California.
If you want to play great defense in the National Football League, your players have to be unselfish and do what the defense says to do. That time, Chidi Ahanotu, number 72, doesn't chase the run, doesn't try to be a star, holds his ground, and guess what? Oh, the quarterback comes to you. You make him throw it before he's ready, and look at the throw. It's off target. Now, Brian Greason, you throw an interception, get your rear end up and try to make a play.
So the Broncos turn it over. The Bucks first down at the Denver 34. Allstott. What did the Broncos players tell us about Mike Allstott? For a man his size, he has such quick feet.
Well, we had a chance to talk to Bill Romanowski last night, and he just kind of chuckled. He goes, because they never get to see the Broncos. You don't see them a lot on TV. They haven't played them that much, and he goes, he has such good feet, and you just don't expect that from a guy who can run you over. He has, of course, he has good speed, but the ability to maneuver, to go from right to left without really stopping and restarting, it makes you a special player.
Allstott, 75 yards on the ground. Dilfer to throw. And under pressure, trying to fight his way out of it, and he can't. Trevor Price, his second sack of the day.
Well, that defensive line for the Broncos, when it's a sure passing situation, they are pushing that pocket back to Trent Dilfer quick. Trevor Price gets the sack up top, just keeps pushing. Oh, that is just a tremendous play. Good technique. It's not easy holding on to that big guy.
We have reached 2 minutes to play here in the first half. The Buccaneers lead the Denver Broncos 10-7. Back to Tampa right after this.
Help me! Don't even ask. Just give me loose.
No, a constrictor knot with a midshipman's hitch.
What? Hurry!
It's the problem. Everybody's rushing. Wow, that's a constrictor knot with a midshipman's hitch.
There's just no stopping a frost-brewed Coors Light.
To see inside the human heart, the doctor once needed a scalpel. But with ultrasound systems from Agilent Technologies, doctors can now spot problems that once went undetected. And sometimes even fix them without surgery. To see inside the human heart is to sometimes see relief.
Monday, CBS becomes the comedy broadcasting system, beaming out TV's funniest signal. First, it's king-size comedy with an all-new King of Queens. Then it's the new series, Ladies' Man.
My father never once looked at another woman.
Oh, come on. Your father was a gynecologist. And it's an all-new Everybody Loves Raymond.
I got a rash on my leg. And by all means, touch all our food.
Plus, Ted Danson in the hit comedy Becker.
Anyone want to call me crazy now?
I will. The comedy broadcasting system hits the air CBS Monday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Agilent Technologies, dreams made real, and by Taco Bell. Want some?
We remind you once again, live above Raymond James Stadium today, the Bud 1 airship providing some terrific aerial shots of Tampa and Raymond James Stadium. 3rd and 17. Trent Dilfer 3 out of 3 on 3rd down. Out of the shotgun. Has his man, Carl Williams. And Williams down, and there's a penalty marker. 2 of them.
Well, that was a good play called by Tampa Bay. Good, smart thing. Throw it short, get a few yards, give your field goal kicker a chance to convert.
And the face mask penalty is going to do some harm to the Broncos.
Now is it 5 or 15? That's the question. Up.
Bill Carollo wants to let Trent Dilfer know. Got a feeling if he's talking to Trent that it's a 5 rather than a 15.
Yes, he does. No use arguing with him. We're not listening to you. Don't even.
Face mask, number 53 on the defense, 5 yards only. 5 yards from the end of the run. Repeat 3rd down.
That's Bill Romanowski, and there it is.
Let's watch him. 53, hand on the face. Boy, that's a quickie. You know, when you're tackling these runners, they're so gifted today. It's hard to have good form when you tackle this. You just got to grab for anything you get. And your hand is going to go across their face mask sometimes. And it didn't look like he really grabbed it. Big penalty, though, for the Bronco defense.
And this is a direct snap to Warwick Dunn. And Dunn fighting for first down yardage. Trent Dilfer was spread to the top of the field as a wide receiver.
I tell you, we saw him work on this in practice, Greg, and what happened, I thought, it just took him too long. Look, the work done, the quarterback. I wonder if he's barking out some signals. I couldn't tell. Can't find anywhere to run, but he finally just sticks it up in there for a couple yards. What was really impressive, Trent Dilfer drew double coverage on the outside. No, of course I'm kidding.
As all quarterbacks do.
Yeah. They laughed at him. Nobody covered him. Looks like it's going to be a little short. Now, Tony Dungy, this is a pretty tough spot, either to go for it or kick the field goal. All right, I'll be the coach. I'm going to say he goes for it. And I would, too.
Just said it. Let's go for it.
Oh, you can lip read now, too. Well, you learned that at that same school?
Minute 41 to play here in the first half. Bucks with a 3-point lead.
Well, this is the, Greg, here it is. This Bronco defense, they are going to, of course, play run and gamble to the max to stop this scoring opportunity. The Bucks, do you have the courage to call a play-action pass in this situation?
Patrick Haight is ahead. Dilfer is going to keep it, and looks like he's got the first down.
Oh, good call. Good play. It happened so quick, the Broncos defense couldn't even dig in there. And there is an art to running the quarterback sneak in this league. You just can't take it and run in there. They'll knock you out.
Timeout on the field, a minute 22 to play in the first half. First down, Tampa Bay, when we come back.
When you buy a bargain basement PC, what you're really buying is a mystery box. Will there be a monitor? Probably not. A color printer? Ha! A year on the internet, 24/7 tech support? Dream on. With the Gateway Essential PC, you know exactly what you're getting. Monitor, Intel Celeron processor, award-winning tech support, and a color printer for $29 a month. No mystery there. Call now and make no payments until 2000.
Chalupa. Put it down and back away.
Sir, don't be silly. Drop the chalupa.
I said, drop the chalupa.
Put it down, man. Yeah, drop the chalupa.
Get your hands on the new chalupa. With a shell so crispy, flaky, chewy, tasty, you'll wonder why we put stuff in it at all. Just 99 cents. Only at Taco Bell.
Better get some backup.
Roger.
Two men both need a heart.
Clear.
Will it go to the highest bidder? Is there something wrong with being rich? A controversial all-new Chicago Hope, CBS Thursday.
Coming up on the NASDAQ Halftime Report, Jim Nantz, Craig James, Randy Cross, Jerry Glanville with scores and highlights coming up on the NASDAQ Halftime Report. Minute 22 to play here in the first half. Eric Brown already with 12 tackles here in the first half.
Wow.
And this is the young man in his second year out of Mississippi State. They felt they could let Steve Atwater get away, but here was the guy who replaced him.
Athletic, runs around well, big hitter. There's good and bad about those 12 tackles. The good is he's probably stopped 2 or 3 touchdowns because he's the last line of defense. The bad thing is they have to sell out. He has to come up the line of scrimmage to help the Broncos defense make tackles in the running game.
First down from the 23-yard line. Dilfer to throw on first down again. All kinds of time out of the backfield is done. 15, 10, inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line. Eric Brown makes the tackle.
What a well-designed play. I'm looking down the field going, this is a terrible play. Nobody can get open running these routes. But it was designed to get everybody out of the way, bring Warwick Dunn out of the backfield, and again, Get your players who can do something with the ball, with something special with it. Get them in open spaces, and Warren Dunn will get you a first down.
Clock continues to move, coming up on 45 seconds to play in the first half. All stop. Nothing there. And Dilfer stops the clock using the Bucs' second timeout. Keith Traylor made the stop. And with the clock stopped, let's check in with Bonnie Bernstein. Bonnie?
All right, Greg. Warren Sapp got his x-rays, came out on the sideline for a bit, talked to some coaches and trainers. They're all going to look at the x-rays at halftime, but regardless of whether his hand's broken or not, they're going to cast up Warren's left hand and see if he can play in the second half. Greg?
All right, Bonnie. Thank you. You know, the interesting thing about Sapp being out of that lineup, these Tampa Bay linebackers don't blitz because they get so much terrific pressure on the quarterback from their front four.
Yeah,
how does that change when Warren Sapp is not in the lineup?
Hey, look, anything is going to change. Anytime you take, and I say this, a great player off of any unit, it's going to change your unit. Warren Sapp is a great NFL player. Hasn't done it over an extended time, but when he's ready like he is this year, in shape and motivated, he's hard to stop. So it's going to affect the players around him. We'll see what kind of adjustment they make.
2nd and 8. From the 8. Dilfer has time. Rolling. Dodging the tackler out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. Len Cadrez ran him out.
Just nothing there. I'm looking down the field, and it's just the Buccaneer receivers are not even getting any separation from the Broncos defensive backs or linebackers. Trent Dilfer's doing a good job of buying time, trying to let somebody get open, but they can't even do it then.
Now, on the field come 3 talented receivers, Riddell Anthony, Burt Emanuel, Jacquez Green.
Well, I tell you, for a team that doesn't throw it a lot, they're loaded at the wide receiver position.
They spread them out, 4 wide receivers. 3rd and goal from the 8, Dilfer from the shotgun. Under pressure, and down he goes. Number 90 is Neil Smith. And Neil Smith just unloaded career sack number 100.
Wow, that is what a great milestone for Neil Smith. Been a good pass rusher, number 90. Top of your screen, does a little game, comes inside, confuses the offensive line. And he gives his signature little, here it comes. Give it to us, Neil. Tee it up, knock it out.
Saw him in front of the hotel today. I said, you know, you look really clean for a football player.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Neil Smith can dress.
Yeah.
Wear some, of course, you know, when you make a lot of money, it's easier to dress well. So, but he likes wearing those nice clothes, does it well, and he's just been a solid player and worked all those years in Kansas City. Then he come to the Broncos and win 2 Super Bowls.
Just threw the football to the sideline for his trophy case. Yeah.
But the same thing happened to Tampa is what happens to the Broncos. When you get in those passing situations and you spread your wide receivers all over the field, you're giving all those defensive linemen for Denver, it's one-on-one blocking. And it is all they live for. Spread us out good because the defensive linemen get such a better chance to get to the quarterback. And the quarterback's got to know when you spread your offense out, you've got to catch it, make a decision, throw the ball.
Martin Gramatica from 35 yards out. He was good from 38 yards away, and now the Broncos call timeout.
Now see this,
and that's their first of the first half.
What do they call this, Greg?
Freezing the kicker.
Icing they call it, not freezing.
Oh,
it's close.
You know, you grow up in Chicago, you look at things different ways.
That's good. You know what? I've asked a lot of kickers about this. Does it really bother you? Know what they all say? No, it's great. I really get comfortable. I really feel what I'm... And they think it's great when the other team calls the timeout, so...
Doesn't stop people from doing it.
Yeah, they still do. You know, we believe in these things.
Are you sure it's not freezing the kicker? Well, I have you thinking now, don't you?
Yeah, you got me thinking. I'm pretty sure it's icy. But you're right, now I'm thinking.
It's a hockey term.
Well, I don't like hockey. Well, Mike Shanahan sitting on the sideline. Tony Dungy, wow. Look, here is one of the problems with the Buccaneers and the style they play. It went perfectly for them in the first half, and 7 seconds ago, the score is 10-7.
Gramatica. good. 35 yards out. The kick is good. And the Bucs extend their lead to 13-7 at halftime. You know, this is probably about what Tony Dungy would have listed as his ideal first half.
Everything he wanted except the turnover in the special teams. And Mike Shanahan just the opposite. His team got pushed around. Let's watch Gramatica.
And Gramatica.
Well, he liked that. He kicked the field goal, took some punishment, and got up and celebrated. Good job by the kicker.
So teams leave the field, and let's check in with Bonnie Bernstein. Bonnie.
All right, Tony, 13-7 at the half. How happy are you with the way the offensive team's going?
Well, our offense did a good job. We left some points out there on the field, and we made some mistakes to keep it close. Hopefully that won't come back to haunt us in the second half.
Future of Warren Sapp coming back to play in the second half, still up in the air. If he doesn't play, how does that change your defensive scheme?
Well, it really doesn't change us. James Canada's done a good job, and we'll just continue to play the way we have been.
Thanks, Greg.
All right, Tony, you know, there's the look of a happy coach, and you know, Tony doesn't smile all that much, but things have gone exactly the way he wants.
No, Greg, see, he is not happy because he wanted this game to be like 45-0. No, 17-0 would have been perfect, but you're still leading.
13-7, halftime coming up after these messages and a word from your local station.
CBS Tonight, a young boy's mission
Mom, all it takes is one person to make a difference.
to give a child freedom.
There isn't much time left.
Touched by an Angel's season premiere. Then Grammy winner Amy Grant stars as a blind musician. Music was her world until two men wanted her affection. You can't just presume to know what's best for her. Now only love can lead her out of the darkness.
When the bandages come off, you'll see the man who loves you.
A song from the heart. CBS Tonight.
For Jag, the address is CBS.
NFL Sunday Ticket is brought to you in part by Miller Lite.
You know, Kenny and I never compare statistics or Super Bowl. That way we can drink our Miller Lite without arguing. Right, Mr. Fewer career touchdown passes than me?
Right, Mr. Never Been to the Big One.
We only talk about why Miller Lite tastes great.
It's the choice hop.
No, Snake. Miller Lite tastes great because it's smooth. So let's not fight.
Yeah, you're right. Let's be friends.
Table ready for Mr. I don't have as many passing yards as Dan Fowl?
Hey, that's you.
Miller Lite. Taste the true Pilsner.
No, it's too red. Too dark. This is going to be perfect.
You can get enough orange and blue to last the season at Lucas Paints in Denver. But bring your Visa card, because they don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
Hey, this is Dan Wheeler, host of QVC's NFL Team Shop, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Sure, I'm your guy for cool NFL gear, but I'm also your chance to win a trip for two to the Pro Bowl in Hawaii. Just watch any Monday, write down the item numbers for 3 products, and mail it to QVC. You can enter each week, and it's an offer for you as an NFL Sunday Ticket viewer. So tune in Mondays for the gear and the getaway. What? I can't get away with this?
CBS Sports presentation of the NASDAQ Halftime Report is sponsored by the NASDAQ Stock Market.
Hi, everybody. Jim Nance with you from our New York studios. Welcome to the NASDAQ Halftime Report. And at the half, the Broncos still looking for that first win, down 6 to the Bucs in Tampa. And, boy, action hot everywhere, as are my partners, Mr. James and Cross and Glanville. If you two think you can share a telestrator, take us through some of the action there in the game between the Broncos and Bucs.
Well, right now, the Tampa Bay attack's got all the subtlety of Joltin' Joe Frazier right here. Watch his formation. 3 tight ends. Count them. 1, 2, 3. That means lead blocks. That means great angles and great matchups. You're doing that because the guy I just circled there is Al Wilson, a rookie linebacker out of Tennessee. Attack a soft spot. Eric Brown, the safety, misses a tackle. He's got 12 already. That adds up to Tampa attacking the heart of that Denver defense. Coach?
And I'll tell you what, here's the first touchdown Tampa Bay's ever given up. It came off a fumble punt return. The corner, Abraham, has to jam the wide receiver to the inside. Lynch is faking the safety. Can't get to it. Watch Abraham doesn't get, lets the wide receiver to the outside. McCartney, the first and only touchdown the Tampa Bay has given up.
Yeah, this year. The first one this year they've given up. But I'll tell you what also, by running all-star in there like they are, they open it up later. They wear that defense out, and then here comes Ward Dunn with his quick feet.
I thought it was Smoking Joe Frazier. We met him last night.
Joltin' Joe.
Joltin' Joe.
Joltin' Joe now.
We met Smoking Joe. Elsewhere in the NFL today, the Seahawks and the Steelers. And look at Seattle and Holmgren's team in sync this week. The return game is on, and Cordell, we talked to him in the NFL today. This is what he wasn't thinking about doing today.
And Merton Higgs picks this one off. Last year, they had a league-leading NFL record 13 touchdowns between the defense and the special teams. Well, they're doing it again. The special teams, Joey Galloway, playing a little flag football. Somebody else now is returning punts for Seattle. This guy here, Charlie Rogers, has taken your job, my friend. You know what? The general manager, Mike Holmgren, has made a couple of wise moves. He signs Merton Hanks, and he kept Pete Rodriguez, the special teams coach, the only coach that he retained from the old staff.
All right, elsewhere, the Lions 2-0, but they're down a touchdown to the Chiefs. Tony Gonzalez with a touchdown catch. Cleveland at Baltimore. The Browns with only 57 yards total offense in that first half, and the Ravens going crazy here. You got the new quarterback today, Stoney Case. But look at Tim Couch for the Browns.
Well, Ray Lewis got that sack. So far, Couch only has 14 yards passing in this first half. And you know what? It doesn't get a whole lot better for Tim Couch. Right there, he sacks. The ball ends up right there about the 1.5, 2-yard line. What do? You called it the Stone Age earlier. You let Stoney Case take it in, and we're saying Scott Mitchell who, but I think still Phil Simms was right. Don't get too excited about this guy. It's only one game.
Well, they've just gone to the half there in Baltimore. Cincinnati and Carolina, Kajana Carter dislocated his kneecap for the Bengals, and the Panthers got the longest touchdown run in franchise history. Biaka Batuka, 62-yard run for a score. Eagles and the Bills, 3 Christie field goals and a touchdown for the Bills, up 16-0. Redskins and Jets, and the Redskins 10 unanswered to lead at halftime. And again, Rick Meyer has thrown his first Jet touchdown pass. That one going to Dedrick Ward. Atlanta and St. Louis. Here's the story. The Rams 28-0, and the Falcons look absolutely desperate right now. And Chris Chandler re-aggravated that hamstring. You talked about it on the NFL today.
He wasn't fully recovered when he tried to get away from the rush. He re-pulled it.
Kurt Warner's the guy you're talking about now,
wow.
Not Chris Chandler.
Kurt Warner, 3 touchdown passes in that game, and the Rams all over him. And thanks for watching the NASDAQ Halftime Report. Second half coming up next.
CBS Sports presentation of the NASDAQ Halftime Report is sponsored by the NASDAQ Stock Market.
CBS Monday. Parents of a Down syndrome child take on an insurance company.
We're still about to lose the house.
They saw how much you cared about your child. They see that as a weakness.
We're going to be calling Kevin to testify. Not your typical cases. Not your typical lawyers.
You letting them call him?
No. We're calling Family Law, CBS Monday. Rich man.
I haven't got long, have I?
Poor man.
Have you heard anything?
They both need a heart.
I give him 10 days.
I give Strauss a week. You want to raise me?
Will it go to the highest bidder?
Why? Because Stanley is poor and Strauss was donating $8 million?
Is there something wrong with being rich?
Clear! Don't miss a controversial all-new Chicago Hope, CBS Thursday. Friday, the government created the perfect weapon. But now, he's out of control. Now and again, an all-new episode. Then, on Nash Bridges, it's a kidnapping so bizarre. They took the wrong kid. That even these detectives can't believe it. All new Nash after Now and Again, CBS Friday.
We must stop the violence in our communities, in our schools, and in our homes. Here's Ed McCaffrey of the Denver Broncos.
This is a school like any other in America. These kids are like any other kids. Their lives have been touched by senseless violence. We know that we need a united effort as parents, teachers, neighbors, and volunteers to make our lives safer. Now there is hope, the United Way.
The NFL, the United Way, and you.
The power of teamwork.
CBS Sports presentation of the NASDAQ Halftime Report is sponsored by the NASDAQ Stock Market.
We're getting set for the second half at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. The Bucs lead the Broncos 13-7. We're back to Tampa after this message and a word from your local station.
For everybody loves Raymond. The address, CBS.
I was planning a huge football party. You know, food, fun, the works. Then at the last minute, my buddies tell me that they're going to Damon's instead. I'm like, Damon's? Who is Damon? And then they started going on and on about Damon's delicious ribs and Damon's big screens and how Damon treats you so well. Hey, go to Damon's. I got plenty of friends. Hi, Mom. Try our award-winning ribs, the Big Burger, or a grilled chicken breast salad for lunch at Damon's.
What would it be worth to wake up in a great mood?
I'm in a great mood.
Because you had a good night's sleep.
I slept like a baby.
In a nice, comfortable room.
What a room, yeah.
How about 10% off?
Hey, I like that 10%.
With Super 8's VIP card, it's yours. Guaranteed.
VIP, that's me.
At over 1,800 locations. Clean, friendly Super 8.
Clean, friendly, yeah.
Super 8. All the room you want.
Yeah.
Come on, Johnson.
Johnson scrambles to the
Throw it, baby. Throw it. Okay, you see him? Look at number 44. He's open. Come on, Johnson. Come on. Come on, Johnson. He's wide open. He's right there for you, baby. Pass left. Pass left. Pass left, you.
With QB1, you predict the plays before they happen. Log on to QB1 and you could win a trip to the Super Bowl.
Can't do it in life? Do it on the web with the power of the Pentium 3 processor. Don't just get onto the internet, get into it at Intel.com.
NFL Sunday Ticket is brought to you in part by Damon's Clubhouse Restaurants.
Welcome back to Tampa, everyone. Greg Gumbel along with Phil Simms. 13-7, Tampa Bay in the lead over the Broncos. Number one, are you surprised? Number two, are the Broncos still struggling as defending champions?
Well, yeah, they're struggling because this is a really good team they're playing. No, I'm not surprised. I expected the game to go about the way it is. I thought Tampa Bay, with their talent and how emotional they were getting ready for this game, that it was going to be a really, really hard time for Denver to win.
I would be surprised if we saw anything but what the Broncos' intent was coming in here, and that's to try to get Terrell Davis on more of a steady course in the second half.
Well, they just got to find a way to score some points, and they really got fortunate in the first half. The fumble on the punt return, I'm sure their defense is saying we need some turnovers from their defense to give themselves a chance to score, because I think it's going to be awfully hard to take the ball and go 80 yards against Tampa Bay's defense.
I'll tell you what the Broncos need is you take a look at the halftime stats. They need the football. Look at the time of possession.
Well, when you play Tampa Bay and you have success running the football, the way they run their offense, they're going to win a lot of time of possession. But the big thing is the way Tampa Bay plays, it keeps the score tight. As much as they dominated, look at the score, 13-7. So they're not even one score up on the Broncos.
And the Tampa Bay Bucks have yet to commit a penalty. 5 of them called against the Broncos for 32 yards. Let's check in with Bonnie Bernstein. Bonnie?
All right, Greg, just touch base with Mike Shanahan. I said, what do you want to see better in the second half? And he looked at me as if to say, how much time do you have? But basically, he said, we have to make sure the Bucks, we have to slow them down the run. We can't let them dictate the pace of the game. Update for you on Warren Sapp. He is going to come back. They have a soft cast on his left hand. They want to see how well he can play in the first series and then take it from there, Greg.
All right, Bonnie, thanks. Yeah, Phil, as we talked about that broken wrist during the timeout, we said, yeah, we wouldn't be surprised to see Warren Sapp play next week. Well, how about in the second half?
Well, it's so common in the National Football League. Players get hurt like that. They just put a cast on it, and you got to go out there and play one-handed. And Warren Sapp, even though he has that one hand, can still be very productive by pushing tackles and creating plays for the people around him.
I believe I've told you that a paper cut under the nail just ruins my week.
And you know what? I've experienced it. You know, you don't take pain very well, Greg. But you know what? You're not supposed to.
That's right.
You're normal. You're not down there on that field playing with these guys.
Yeah, Warren Sapp has yet to register a tackle today.
But the thing that Bonnie said, I know Mike Shanahan, he walked up the field, he's happy about nothing.
Dramatica with the kick. Watson from the 4. 20. Oh, what a hit at the 20-yard line. Number 95, John McLaughlin, the rookie out of California.
Well, that is twice this game so far. We have watched guys on the special teams by the Buccaneers be blocked and still make plays to stop the Broncos from getting a pretty good return. Oh, man, that is a big hit and a good play, and staying with it once you go down.
You know, we were just talking about pain. Oh, that one hurt up here. 13-7. Broncos trail. Greasy lost the football and fell on it. And Warren Sapp, he's back on the field.
You know, Greg, you look at this Broncos offense, there's so many things. Everybody wants to know what's wrong. How come they haven't had certain plays they had last year? And I was trying to say it in the first half. There's a lot of reasons, I think, why this team is struggling. I think one of them is they've had 3 long straight years. They've had good, productive seasons. We're in the playoffs. The offseasons are short. You know, sometimes you do get tired.
Terrell Davis, right side, and not much there for him. Donnie Abraham coming up from the cornerback position to make the stop.
And Terrell Davis, we said it in the opening of the game. He came in to talk to us last night. Folks, this is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in your life anywhere. And he came in last night, and tense is not a good word, is it, Greg?
He's a little bit on edge.
Just on edge. And as soon as I said something, well, how you feeling, Terrell? Just kind of like to open the conversation. I feel great. Nothing's wrong with me. Shoulder's fine. I feel great. And I go, okay.
3rd and 8. Greasy over the middle has his man in and out of the hands of Rod Smith. That would have been enough for the first down. Ball's incomplete, and Denver will kick it away.
Well, good throw by Greasy. The ball should have been caught, but let's watch Warren Sapp. Here he is on the inside. 99. They're going to double team him. They're going to get to a double team. He splits it and keeps working. Boy, it's a good job by Mark Schler staying with him. But when you get a chance, if you have an offensive lineman that's free, look for 99.
So Sapp takes a break. Tom Ruin will get this kick away from about his 13-yard line, and a good one. This one drives Jack Webb Green back to his own 17. Nowhere to go this way. He goes the other way. 30, 35, and out to about the 36 to 37-yard line. Detron Smith was there to make the tackle for the Denver Broncos. Jack Webb Green gives Trent Dilfer and the Bucs offense room to maneuver when we come back.
Cash or charge?
Next, please. Red 79, blue 18, hot!
Hi, Mike Wilmot, Director of Regional Sales. Glad to note to self, try to use the term vis-a-vis in a sentence. Credibility starts with C.
Management. The next big thing from Mike Wilmot.
Hi, can I get some coffee? Oh, are there cups there?
LS. The next big thing from Saturn. More power, more control, more headroom.
Introducing Blue from American Express. Blue from American Express.
According to the man he chose to write his biography, Ronald Reagan was both an old spaced-out man and a great president. 60 Minutes tonight.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Monday on CBS. If you think football is dangerous, imagine being the only man in a house full of women. Don't miss the new hit comedy, Ladies' Man. Monday, right after The King of Queens, here on CBS. And of course, this with all due apologies to my friend Tim Nedovic.
Yeah.
First down from the 38-yard line for Dilfer and the Bucs. The pitch to Warren. Done. It's done. Maybe got a yard on the play.
You know, Greg, you read those promos. I got to tell you, it looks like, though, CBS is going to win. The premiere week, which is big stuff, it's still going to be the most watched network. See, I always want to do that. I'm jealous. I want to read some promos and do that.
You got it.
Oh, okay. It's not that much fun, huh? It's not as good as it looks.
I'd actually like to see you do the ladies. Dilfer looks at 2nd and long now from the 39. Play action throws this side. Alstott out of the backfield. Brought down and lost the football. No, the ball is whistled down.
He was down before he fumbled. That's what the official says. And once they point that finger, the play is over. But you know, Greg, in this league, everybody's a genius. Everybody's spreading it out. Let's throw it. We got the short pass. I think it's kind of refreshing to see a team like Tampa Bay. You didn't expect me to say that. Look at Trent Dilfer, 11 of 12 for 105. This is what they envisioned for this offense from their quarterback. It's not always going to be that good, but to be smart. And the number one thing when you run an offense like this as a quarterback, manage the game. Manage it. Don't take chances until it's necessary.
4 wide receivers on 3rd and 5. Dilfer with time over the middle, has his man first down to midfield. Warwick done.
I tell you, that is just giving up. If you're going to play the Tampa Bay offense like this, when you have Warwick Dunn coming out of the backfield, you got to account for him at all times. Bill Romanowski. Watch Warwick Dunn come out of the backfield. He sees nobody's covering him. Just kind of drift along. Trent Dilfer, good job of reading the secondary. And Romanowski, again, defensive players running into their teammates just as much as they do offensive
Darius
players.
Johnson is the man he collided with, and we'll take a timeout. 11:48 to play here in the 3rd.
A while back, when our new larger Saturns came in, one of our customers was out of town.
Show 'em the back seat. Okay.
So a couple of our retailers put together a little video for him
German engineering. Nice, huh?
to show off the bigger engine and new suspension.
Feel how smooth?
And while they're not the best filmmakers,
Oh, that's what it is.
that customer knows a little more about our new larger Saturn LS.
Boy, it's a big trunk. We should get a shot of that.
And a whole lot more about Saturn.
This is good stuff.
After a devastating high school football injury, he was forced to play his entire football career without a ligament in his left knee. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, don't you need to have a ligament in your knee to be able to play pro football? Well, evidently not.
Expect more from an original. Original Coors. Brewed a mile high.
My beer? It's got to be original.
When you do this for a living, you need all the protection you can get. That's why police forces around the country use Castrol GTX. Castrol GTX. Drive hard.
Where do some of America's most successful people get their start? Did somebody say McDonald's?
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Is it in you? And by the new larger Saturn L Series.
Bill Romanowski on the sideline with a little bit of a bell ringer. David Bowens has replaced him out on the field, a rookie out of Western Illinois. First down from midfield for Tampa Bay. Dilfer play action. All kinds of time, and now he's going to sprint. Left side, and out of bounds at about the 48-yard line, run out by Eric Brown, who has been all over the field this afternoon for the Denver Broncos.
Well, that time the Broncos, I've been waiting for this about all day long for this Tampa Bay offense. The Denver defense, they're about 1 yard off the line of scrimmage. They're daring you to go deep. That time they try to go deep with a play-action pass, but the Bronco corners did a good job of covering receivers down the field.
They pick up a 1 yard on the play by Dilfer. It's 2nd and 9. Outside. Nothing there.
You know, Greg, we were just talking about it earlier, though. When you watch this offense, I mean, you got to admit it's kind of fun and different, and it's not the same thing that you see so much in the National Football League. There's Mike Shula, the offensive coordinator. Now, I'll tell you what, two people, the offensive coordinator, quarterback, you better just take your ego and stick it in your pocket, man, because that's where it's going to have to stay if you're coaching for Tony Dungy and it takes patience. It takes a lot of hard work. We've said so many times how hard it is to run the football in the National Football League, and Tampa lines up and does it. Looks like a wishbone backfield when they come up there sometimes.
Romanowski back on the field for Denver. Dilfer out of the shotgun on 3rd and 8. Quick pass, complete. 40, inside the 40 for a first down. Warren done.
That is just good play calling. Mike Shula, you guessed right. It's a blitz. They got blitzing coming by the linebackers. Romanowski coming from the outside. Picked up. Ward Dunn lets him go. Throw the screen to him. And I'll tell you what, that is leading with the head, Bill Romanowski. That is illegal. And the National Football League office will be talking to you this week.
Bill said he did want to get to say hello to Trent Dilfer sometime today.
Yes, but you cannot lead with your head as a tackler on the quarterback in this league, which is a good rule. Because you got to protect players no matter what position they play. But a quarterback cannot protect himself. Let's watch Romanowski from the outside. Here he comes. He's set up. Now he launches himself, leads with his head. That is a penalty. I'm surprised that Bill Carollo, the referee, did not see that.
Meanwhile, Dilfer and the Bucks look at 2nd and 8. They have moved now to the Denver 36 with 5 wide receivers and Dilfer under center. Quick drop, good protection, gonna run and dive to about the 32. Maybe pick up about 4 on the play.
Boy, another good job. I think that's the thing that when I really started studying the Tampa Bay team as I was going to do this game, again, just getting a chance to watch them on TV, Trent Dilfer, we met him. He is a big boy, yeah, but he really has outstanding feet for playing the quarterback position. Can maneuver in tight spots, and when he has to run, I'm not saying he's fast, but he can go down there and get you some positive yards. And 3rd down passing. What's he say to us? He goes, that's my thing. I'm going to be the best in the National Football League at it. Today he's done a good job so far.
3rd and 3. Snap almost got away from him, and he couldn't get away from Tyrone Braxton.
Now you got to know right away, Tampa Bay, you're up there. Trent Dilfer, look at all those people up there. You know you only got 5 protectors. There's not enough of them. The snap a little quick, too hard. Trent Dilfer, I don't even know if the snap was good. I think he still could have got that pass off.
That's the 4th quarterback sack registered by the Broncos today. Royals boots it, Watson from the 5. And he's brought down at the 7. Kevin Smith, number 30, in there for the tackle once again. The Broncos will start deep in their own territory when we come back.
This is an ordinary cell phone. This is Nextel, and it's going to change the way you do business thanks to Direct Connect, its digital two-way radio feature. Frank, you see it? Not yet. It ensures instant contact. Bridget.
Got it.
Cost a fraction of cellular. It just passed. And it makes other cell phones...
Ready now.
Obsolete.
Direct Connect from Nextel. How business gets done.
Is there an underdog in you? Is there a stubborn fool in you? Is there a screaming child in you? Is there a crazed lunatic in you? Gatorade, is it in you?
You know, running your own business is not as glamorous as you think. It takes sacrifice, discipline. If you don't deliver, someone else will.
Okay, can we go now?
Sure.
Self-employment. The next big thing from Mitchell Lee. LS. The next big thing from Saturn. More room, better performance, really dependable.
United Way makes sure your contributions help people in your own community. The NFL, the United Way, and you. The power of teamwork.
Back in Tampa, we remind you, log on to the NFL and vote in the continuing series of the best NFL photos of the century, only at www.nfl.com.
Hey, Greg, it's a photo of me. What do you think?
In profile?
Yeah. And a big head on file.
First down from their own 7, and they give to Terrell Davis looking for running room, gets out to about the 9. And Warren Sapp with the tackle.
Well, he's such a good athlete, number 99, Warren Sapp. Look at that. The cut block by Matt Lepsis, able to spin off of that cut block, not go down, and still make the tackle. He is such a good athlete, so nimble to be playing a defensive interior lineman. That's what makes him so special.
He said flat out, today's game would be won in the trenches.
So far, he's right.
2nd and 8. Terrell Davis lost yardage on the play. That time, Chidi Ahanatu, first man to hit him.
How many games did we do with the Broncos last year? I remember opposing coaches saying to us, and Tom Coughlin, for one, the Jacksonville Jaguars, pretty good team. He was hoping that they could hold Terrell Davis to like 130 yards. As long as he didn't get one of those 180-yard games, we'd have a chance. And now, as you've watched the Broncos for over 2.5 games, it is tough for them to give Terrell Davis even a chance for that big running play.
Broncos 1 out of 6 on 3rd down, and they're looking at 3rd and 8.
There he comes.
And the pass over the middle is incomplete. Damian Robinson was the man who forced Greasy to release early.
Wow. This Buccaneer defense, they can just line up and whip you. But when they try to trick you, Damian Robinson, what good timing. And when you blitz, when you want to surprise the offense, going to come from the outside, you got to have great timing, and that's what that was that time. Catch the offense out by surprise, make the quarterback make a quick decision, he can make a mistake.
We were just talking about how they don't really have a need to blitz much. Bruins kick to Green, bounces out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. 47-yard punt, no return, 6:15 to play, 3rd quarter. The Bucs with the ball in a 6-point lead.
Hi, Mike Wilmot, Director of Regional Sales. Glad to note to self, try to use the term vis-a-vis in a sentence. Credibility starts with C.
Management. The next big thing from Mike Wilmot.
Hi, can I get some coffee? Oh, are there cups there?
LS. The next big thing from Saturn. More power, more control, more headroom.
Your phone, your water pressure, the airbags in your car, the toys your children play with. The world around you runs on chips. Agilent makes the testing equipment that makes sure those chips work. Just try to get through a day without being touched by the things we test. You might as well try to dodge raindrops.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret about your beer. What's the secret? Well, yours and every other beer in the world is about 95% water. Now, why don't some other brewers tell you about that? Well, I guess you just have to ask them.
Attorney Rex Weller knows how to handle opposing counsel.
Is that vomit? My fault. Saw you coming.
On the new hit drama, Family Law, CBS Monday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Nextel, how business gets done, and by the United States Army, be all you can be.
Remember that singing group Blondie?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so what's the point?
I have no point. 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Dilfer and the Bucs go back to work, and Dilfer to throw on 1st down. Out of the backfield, Warwick Dunn dodges one tackler, 45 out to about the 49-yard line before Glenn Cadrez makes the stop.
Now, you're sitting here, you're a Tampa Bay Bucs fan, you're used to seeing some close games. Tampa Bay, this offense, now they've had about 4 or 5 chances to really put the Broncos in a tough situation. So you come out throwing, get it to the guys who can make some plays, and try to put the Broncos into a desperate, hurry-up situation where they can make a mistake and end the game.
2nd and 3. The fake to Allstott. Dilfer over the middle. Incomplete. Deflected by Romanowski. He had his man wide open, too.
Oh, I don't know. I think if Trent Dilfer, if that ball's knocked down, it's in trouble. Tyrone Braxton, number 34, sees the receiver, Bert Emanuel, coming across the field. Let's see if we can pick it up. There he comes. You see, he read it. Well, he might not have got through the receiver, but he was there to make the play. That play is run so much now in the National Football League. Fake one-way quarterback roll out. The defenses, even if you fool them, they recover and still make the play.
That broke a 10-straight completion streak for Dilfer. Now 3rd and 3. Outside. Doesn't move the pile enough for a first down. The team trailer, Tyrone Braxton, with the tackle.
Greg, you could count on your hand. No, you could do better than that. You can count like 1, 2 of the teams that can line up in 3rd and 3 and not block it very well and still get a chance for a first down. And you can do that when you have Mike Allstott at halfback for you. Now this will test your patience if you're Tony Dungy. You get in this situation. Look, he knows, man, they're dominating the game. They got all the situations on their side, but they can't put the Broncos away.
And they are just short of the first down.
So what do you do? Well, I'm watching him. He's saying, okay, go for it. He acts like he doesn't want to watch, though.
Greg Robinson, defensive coordinator for the Broncos.
Arrow. I see him saying it. Whatever that means, I don't know.
Pretty interesting point in the old football game right here.
Yes, it is. And you do not get this first down. Now the Broncos can make one play, and they'll be leading, and they'll be on the sideline going, what an emotional change it would be for this football game.
And they take over with great field position. The clock is now under 5 minutes, 10 seconds to play.
Quarterback sneak last time. Let's see if he does a quick snap. Nope.
But he does keep it, and he appears to have the first down.
He got it. That time he went off the right guard, or... You know, when you get in these situations, you need to make it decisively. Well, give it to him.
15 first downs to 4.
I know this Bronco defense has struggled a little so far this season, but it's still pretty good. They got a lot of good players over there. But the difference is they are playing in circumstances they did not see last year. The game is tight, or they're behind, and teams can be patient and keep running the football at them.
First down, Dilfer to throw. Throws incomplete. Intended on the far side, and a penalty marker is down, intended for Bert Emanuel. Ray Crockett was the man on the scene, and Ray Crockett appears to be the guilty party.
Pass interference, 39, defense, automatic first down.
Well, what happens to the Broncos defense when you can't stop the run? What you have to do, you have to play a lot of man-to-man coverage on the outside. So there's no help. Ray Crockett, it's him against Bert Emanuel. Well, that is a nice throw by Trent Dilfer. That ball got there so quick, I don't know if Bert Emanuel could have caught it anyway.
So now the Bucs with a first down at the Denver 38. Dilfer to throw again. Pulled it down, scrambled to the left, and out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Glenn Cadrez ran him out.
What's kind of happening, Greg, see, the Buccaneers getting a little impatient. They want to get this ball down the field, and this secondary knows. Watch both wide receivers, one-on-one against the corners, but watch. They're going to make a little move, and they're trying to go deep. And this Broncos secondary, Greg Robinson even said it, they know the situations they want to go down the field for that home run, and they're just not going to be fooled. You know, you got to throw some short balls in front of them before they're going to react and come up trying to make that play.
Buccaneers dominant time of possession and the amount of time the offense has been on the field. Alstott can't get anywhere on 2nd and 8. Eric Brown again with another tackle.
Oh, what a day for Eric Brown. Watch Eric Brown. He'll be to the left over here. Nobody blocks him. Well, again, though, look at that discipline. Don't chase the runner. Keep your ground. Wait for him to come back. If he does, make the tackle.
Clock continues to move. 3.5 minutes to play here in the first half. What a job Eric Brown has done today.
They need about 5 yards at least, so they'll be in field goal range.
And Dilfer wants a timeout.
Timeout. Good timeout. They were coming with the blitz.
He'll stop the clock with 3:16 to play here in the first half. We're back right after this.
Do you know how to drive? How to say, hey, that's a foul in Japanese? Do you know where in the heavens to find a human voice? Where in your soul to find character? Do you know the shortest distance to a college degree is a straight line called discipline? Do you know how to walk it? Be all you can be.
At age 23, he set out to do what no computer company had ever done. Build every computer to order, back every computer with service, and work hand in hand with every customer. As the world's leading direct marketer of computer systems, Dell is far outpacing the industry growth rate. Where do you learn about companies that are actually changing the way the world does business? Exactly. NASDAQ Amex, the market of markets.
My boots, they're very important. I got to walk around all day in them. They better be comfortable and they better be right. These are my feet.
With Wolverine's DuraShocks, comfort is a guarantee.
Now to own on video and DVD. Bring home the effects. The Mummy. He's here. Buy it September 28th at a great low price.
In the 60s, they were TV's coolest secret agents. And Wednesday...
Waitress, I didn't order this.
The I Spy team is back in action.
Incoming.
Outgoing. With their funniest mission yet.
You have 20 minutes to live. 20 minutes? Silence!
The Cosby season premiere.
Got you.
CBS Wednesday.
There is an unbelievable statistic. The Denver Broncos have trailed more in terms of minutes this season than they did all of last year.
Quick starting offense last year. That was the reason for that.
This side, pass complete. Jacquez Reed.
Short. This time there won't be any decision. He'll kick the field goal here because that will put you 9 points up. Eric Dyer, we noticed, really got up and started warming up in a hurry after this when the timeout was called. And Trent Dilfer came into the game. Right shoulder was hurting. And maybe when he scrambled that last time, he fell on it when he went out of bounds.
The fake and the pass out here is incomplete. Intended for number 83, Dave Moore.
Wow, he's wide open, and Tony Dungy took the gamble, tried to end this game, score a touchdown, it could be over. But when you put players in unfamiliar situations, they get excited. This ball gets away from Mark Royals, throws a little behind him. Tough to make the catch. Wow.
So Brian Greasy back in at quarterback. You know, we talked with Mike Shanahan yesterday, and we saw him substitute Bubby Brister last week at Kansas City. We asked him if would he hesitate to do the same thing today if he needed a spark, and he said not at all.
Not at all. I think he's got a good situation to do that. Bubby Brister, the one thing Bubby Brister brings to the game, he is a little more mobile, and he can move around and make that big play. And a lot of times, it's not X's and O's. Somebody's just got to stand in there and make a play.
On first down, Greasy to throw. Far side, McCaffrey. Nice catch across the 40 for a first down. 12-yard pickup.
Wow, that is a great catch. Ed McCaffrey getting the cushion this time, but Donnie Abraham comes out of it. Look at the throw. It's perfect, and what a catch. Both hands, gets them out in front, gets them behind the football to make the catch.
So now the Broncos jump out to the 43-yard line. Terrell Davis looks for running room, and there's none there. Pick up about 2 on the play. Hardy Nickerson with the tackle. Let's check in with Jim Nance once again in New York. Jim.
All right, Greg, we showed you earlier in the first half Tim Biakabatuka breaking the Carolina record for the longest touchdown run, 62 yards. It lasted about a quarter. He broke his own mark just moments ago, racing 67 yards for another score, and George Seifert could be on his way to his first win at Carolina. Back to Tampa.
Our friend George Seifert. Terrell Davis, 12 carries, 31 yards. On second down, Greasy rolls, throws, complete. Inside the 40 is Dwayne Carswell, and that's another Denver first down.
You know, I never had a chance to say it earlier. Maybe it's a good thing, but I said the one thing this Bronco offense is really missing that John Elway did so great is throwing on the run and really getting outside. But Brian Greasy, that is really a good throw. Sprinting straight to his right, throwing across his body, tight coverage, and a pretty nice catch by Carswell.
Well, the question is, will Tony Dungy end up regretting that decision to go for the fake field goal? Greasy, straight drop, throws, out here, complete, into sharp, out of bounds at the 30.
Well, I'll just say this. Didn't get a chance to, but 13-7, a field goal makes it 2 scores. And what I've seen so far today, 2 scores is awfully hard to come by. Now, there is a little breeze on the field, and it was into the face of the field goal kicker, but we've seen Gramatica has an exceptionally strong leg.
Shannon Sharp, another record. New Bronco record for reception. Terrell Davis to the 30. And falls forward. Appears to be enough for the first down after pickup of 4. John Lynch up to make the tackle. And a Bronco, or rather a Tampa Bay Buck on the ground. That's Damian Robinson. Robinson, who missed 9 games last season with a broken arm, limps off the field as time winds down here in the third quarter. And that is the end of the third with the score. Tampa Bay 13 and Denver 7. We're coming back to Raymond James Stadium after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
A failed mission lands Harm back in the courtroom with Mac to face their toughest adversaries ever, each other.
He barely landed at all.
Objection. All new Jag, CBS Tuesday.
For now and again, the address is CBS.
NFL Sunday Ticket is brought to you in part by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
Let's launch it, Cliff. We've talked about this all week. We got to stick with the game plan. We've got to run the ball.
James says the max protect. Outright, box right, hound right, near right, fit, 989.
Who's James?
Use your Visa card and you could win a once-in-a-lifetime NFL fantasy. Play flag football with the pros. Go to the Pro Bowl in Hawaii. Be in a Super Bowl halftime show. Or roam the sidelines before a real game. Visa is everywhere NFL fans want to be.
So there's a big game on the tube, and I invite my friends to come over and watch it. What do they say? They're going to Damon's. I say, who's Damon? And what's so great about his place? They tell me Damon's got this clubhouse with 4 giant screens, QB1, and, of course, Damon's famous barbecued ribs. I say, fine, go to Damon's. He sounds like a real swell guy. Besides, I've got plenty of other friends. Of course, they're all imaginary.
Try our ribs, big burger, or chicken breast salad for lunch at Damon's.
As darkness envelops the land, the scourge of the earth walk among us. And as the day of reckoning nears, so do the knights, the slayers, the saviors, brought here to punish those who go unforgiven.
WWF Unforgiven, live on pay-per-view. Order and receive WWF The Music Volume 2. Check out WWF.com for details.
Welcome back to Tampa, and Budweiser and the Bud One Airship proud to provide you with these live shots 1,000 feet above Raymond James Stadium. Start of the fourth quarter. Greg Gumbel, Phil Simms, Bonnie Bernstein, and our ace CBS Sports crew. Damian Robinson back on the field. First down, Denver. Greasy, play action, throws to the far sideline, and Howard Griffin couldn't handle it.
Well, the thing I've noticed so far, I look at this Bronco offense, when it's had success, it's been quick rhythm. In other words, get up the line of scrimmage, snap the ball, get the quarterback back.